Jupiter's retrograde journey has brought it into the 5th degree of Aries, so it's having another look at this principle that we can study with the Sabian degree. The 5th degree of Aries is the triangle with wings. Awareness of higher dimensions. Having awareness of the essential mystery of life, that we are facets of universal consciousness, unity experiencing duality. We find a zealous appetite, an innocent longing to know unity again. So we develop a taste for a transcendent state of being. We see that our complete life journey will be directed so that eventually we can go back to where we came from and then reside in such an elevated state. Early on in our journey through the zodiac, we come to the 5th degree of Aries, very early on, and we notice that there is within us a longing for something, and it has taken thousands upon thousands of years to discuss that something, and even now we're not sure about it. If you call it God, you're going to upset some people who are more rational in their way of intelligence, and if you don't call it God, the people who are non-rational and more intuitive are just thinking, well, why haven't you understood something that obvious? We've got a very great deal of difficulty in naming that which we aspire to. And in fact, I don't really see it that way as an aspiration. It's more like a remembering, a returning home. It is the source where we came from, so it's home. We go home there. So actually trying to aspire to spiritual excellence isn't quite the right way of going about it. It's relax into spiritual awareness. We tense ourselves to achieve things in the world, and that tension takes us away from the relaxed state of being. And we can't rise, we can't fly, we can't just release ourselves from the gravity of the earth if we're heavy. And involvements make us heavy. Attachments, anxiety, ambition, this all makes us heavy, energetically speaking. And if we want to rise, then we need to be light. The triangle is not casual. It's a very specific geometric shape that has profound interpretations metaphorically within the spiritual or esoteric studies. And we're saying that in this particular case, skills, loyalties, and values are what raises. So let's look at those. Skills, loyalties, and values, they're very intimately connected. We probably begin with skills because as children we try and do things, and some things we can do and other things we can't, and we tend to give our attention to that which we can do, and we improve that, perfect that perhaps one day. And without a set of skills, you don't function in the world. You can't get a job. Even the sort of basic, what they call unskilled worker, has skills that I don't have. There are ways of carrying heavy things so that you don't get tired, and there are techniques for cleaning the streets and so on that I would have to learn if I did that job. And so even the most humble work goes along with skills. And even if it's not work we're talking about, the skill of being alive, coping with food needs and so on, and interaction with other people, all of this develops skills. And if you don't actually give attention to becoming more highly skilled, then you're not progressing. If we progress in any spiritual sense, in worldly sense as well, but certainly if we're on a spiritual path, we become more and more highly skilled at various things, in fact. And this is an aspect of our spiritual dimension, upskilling ourselves. Loyalties, it's a very big question. We're given a package of loyalties so that when we choose differently later in life, it's a big deal. So we're given family values, and we're given national values, and we're given peer group values, the kind of school we went to, and so on. So we're brought up to have these loyalties and values all mixed up together. We tend to establish our values from our loyalties. We'll take on the attitudes of morality and so on from parents, and then we'll share that with the other people that we spend our childhood with. So the time we actually enter adulthood, we're given a set of loyalties and a set of values. And they don't actually fit us perfectly. We might accept some of the parental teachings on the matter, some of our friends' ways of seeing life. Why wouldn't we? Of course we would. And yet, in so many ways, we differ. And the difference between being an automaton just following the pack, a moralist doing what you're supposed to do, and the type of individual that can progress to the heights of spiritual attainment, the difference between those two states has to do with selection of loyalties and values, selection of them. In other words, rejection of that which you don't like about what was force-fed to you. Certain parts of your parents' teaching and your way of being as a child just don't seem right. And you trust that, and you engage with that, you involve yourself with that, you talk about that, and you become known for having that opinion and choosing your decisions according to a different set of values from the mainstream in order to become authentic. What we're saying here is that that process of skilling yourself more, upskilling yourself, choosing who to be loyal to, what flag to fly, and choosing the criteria by which you judge what is right and wrong for you, the values that you hold. When you've worked that out and it's right for you, it's authentic, then something about you is lighter. It's a lightening process, and you rise up, and you have access then to realms of transcendental consciousness. Some people would call that by a different name. They'd say they were in the zone, perhaps, if they're playing sports and they're just lost to the game. They would be in the zone, or a musician, or a dancer, or an artist, or other people. Everyone has the opportunity to get into the zone. So this is Aries 5. Jupiter is in Aries 5. Just for a few days, less than a week. So Jupiter expands and integrates all that it comes across. And here we have a very nice relationship between that which is expanding naturally in Aries, so quite fiery, quite cardinal, pushing through, and yet rising with this triangle with wings, rising up. Jupiter is all about that. Jupiter is all about reintegrating with all and everything. Jupiter takes us towards faith. Jupiter understands the all-embracing quality of religion. It doesn't see religion as a Saturn do as you're told kind of thing. It sees religion as, look at what you could do if you really expanded your sense of reality. Jupiter approaches life with that easy unfolding of consciousness, so it fits very well within this sense of the triangle with wings rising. And you may have missed this last time it came around a few months ago, but these transits, they're they're not alone. Every particular transit takes place at the same time as another transit and another and another. There's lots of things going on at any particular time. What we're studying with the daily movements are the changes, but in the background there's still Uranus in Taurus going on. The nodes are in Taurus as well. Mars is in Taurus. So all of that Taurus energy is strong. It's just that Aries is present here with Jupiter. But it would be a window. It'd be a window of opportunity for us. And as we all know, windows of opportunity don't stay open. So amongst all of the things that are going on in your life, some of which are major, like Uranus transits, and even Jupiter transits, some are minor, like the moon and the daily movement of the sun. And these daily things are more important in the longer term because they're permanent. We live with the sun and the moon all of the time. It's not a dramatic shift from day to a day. It's the seasons changing, the rhythm of the moon unfolding. Very important indeed, the most important in one way. But these special transits that come along for a little while, here we have a few days when Jupiter is once again enabling us to rise. So we have to take that advantage. It suits our purposes to try that now. So if you've been thinking, would I go to a meditation class? Should I resume my spiritual practice? What do you do if you want to actually progress spiritually? Are there practices that you can do? We've got a very small window of opportunity to look into that. And we would look into it more deeply, I would think, more critically because of the retrograde action of Jupiter. Jupiter is so confident when it's going forward. It just says, yep, I can do that. And it doesn't really criticize or contemplate very much. But if it's in a retrograde sort of motion, then it'll look again more slowly, perhaps more deeply, with a more critical eye. So you might want to just notice that if you expand in that direction, which is the wrong direction, it won't make you rise. But if you go in this direction, it will. You just notice that over the next few days. And you will also, I suggest, notice that that which enables you really to rise towards transcendental states of consciousness can be accessed through giving attention to your skills. What can you do? What can you do excellently well? Better than other people, better than anything else. Those things. Can you develop some of those a bit further now? Because that'll take you into the zone, operating your skills. Can you choose loyalty? You know, various people are pulling and pushing in different directions, and you're going to have to choose, do you go with this person or with that person or no person? Your loyalties to some inner sense of self. Where are your loyalties? Are they with your family? Or actually, is there another bunch of people, another group that more properly represents the authentic truth of your being? That'll take you up. The family, maybe it won't. My experience of my family is not that I rose in any spiritual direction. My family brought me down to earth. Families don't really tend to be spiritual, I don't think. But groups do. So if you want to actually have a transcendental experience, you're not going to hang out with your family so much. You're going to hang out with other people that meditate. Now, what about your values? You might think that you're clear about your values, but look at how you spend your time. Look at how you spend your money. Look at whom you involve yourself with. That's the truth. And anything else is in your mind. That's the truth. What do you do with your resources? What do you do with your time? What do you do with the focus of your attention? That may even be the most important one of all. What do you give your attention to? What do you watch on YouTube, on television? What do you watch? Who do you spend your time with? These represent your values. These inform your loyalties. And these probably develop your skills as well. So think carefully about those three things: skills, loyalties, values. Because it's said here that these are the things you've got to get right if you want to rise. And for all our spiritual work, we're not really looking for a religion. A religion tells you what you have to do or you get punished. Actually, they might not say that, but that's actually what happens. That's not what we're looking for. We don't want a religion. What we're looking for is spiritual awareness. It tends to be uniquely ours. It's our own individual awareness that we have. And we have to come to a point where we can trust that, despite the fact that it differs from what you were taught as a child, from perhaps what your peer group believes. It's going to differ from that, and it must. And you have to strengthen your faith in yourself so that you can be different and not feel wrong and inappropriate anywhere. You feel that you're the center of it all, and if people want to be like you, they're very welcome. But if they want to be different, if they want different values and different loyalties, no. You make your choice. So Jupiter has that confidence. For a very short period of time, strike. Go into a direction you haven't been before. Adventure. And see if you can get into that zone, that transcendental state. If you don't try, it's very unlikely. But if you do try, maybe you need to try again and again, a few times, who knows. But try, see if you can get there. It's great.